Hey guys, hey again. We're back with another payment integration video. This time again, we're going to be using a CyberSource gateway solution. We're going to be demonstrating their bin lookup API. This API lets you look up the details of a given bin. That is the first 6 digits of a card number. This is the API. You give it the card number, you send the request, and then it'll respond with the card details such as the issuer name, the card country, is it a credit or debit, is it a business card or a regular card, what kind of Visa card or MasterCard card it is, and so on. Now the merchant could use these details for any of the following reasons. They could be applying a promotion based on the card type, for example, a promotion for a Citibank card or an HSBC card, or they could be giving the customer an amount depending on where they're from. For example, they could be applying a specific price for locals versus tourists, for example. These are just 2 example use cases. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the bin lookup API to solve for a promotion use case. So as always, this is a sample checkout page here, and in this checkout page, the merchant is telling the cardholder that if you have a JP Morgan card or an American Express card, you'll get a discount. So when you go ahead and pay with your JP Morgan card, for example, you hit pay, it's going to tokenize your card, send it to the bin lookup API, and then it's going to tell you that your card, your JP Morgan card, is eligible for an offer. Would you like to apply the promotion discount? You say okay, the amount changes, and the payment is authorized. So let's go ahead, guys, and show you how to implement this, starting with a brand new project. This is the same React app, but it doesn't do anything except tokenize the card using the microform JavaScript library. If you want to learn how to implement this microform field over here, I have a video on it. I'll link it in the description box below. But anyways, it doesn't do anything except it just takes in the card information and then tokenize it. We're going to be sending this token to the bin lookup API to get the card type. So to implement this, we're going to be using the bin lookup API, this bin lookup API provided by CyberSource. Here in this example, it shows that it takes in a card number, but you don't really have to give it a card number. You could give it this token that you obtain from microform JavaScript library. So here, when you enter your card information and hit pay, you'll get a token. And then you can grab this token, put it in the microform API, and the request will be formatted like this. Send it, and it's going to give you the same response, responding with the card details. Here it says that the country of this card is Poland, and this is the issuer name. So that's the idea here. We need to implement this in our server and then pass the tokenized card that we get from the microform library to the server to get the card name. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm using Firebase functions here to host my server endpoint, but you could be using anything to do this. This is just my choice for hosting my server endpoints, and I'm just setting it up right now. I'll be using Node.js to implement this. Okay, this is where I'm going to be implementing my bin lookup endpoint. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, this is pretty much all the elements that I need to send the request. I got the body, I got the request path over here, the host, my merchant credentials. Now I just need to create the request headers to authenticate my request. To do that, this is a JavaScript library that I created to help with that process. You just enter your inputs like this, and then it spits out the request headers with a signature and the digest that you need to authenticate the request. So I'm gonna just go ahead and copy paste this and use it in my request. Okay, that's all. Now let's go ahead and test this in the simulator and see if it's working. Let's go to Postman. I need to create a new token and plug it in here and send that and see if it will work. So let's go ahead to my merchant page and create a new token. This is the token. Put it in my request. Send. And I'm getting invalid URL. I must have missed something in my code here. Oh, I have a typo here. This should be request path instead of just request. Now let's save and try again. And there you go. It's working. So now that this is working correctly, I'm going to go ahead and deploy it to production and then implement it in my merchant page. In the meantime, while this is deploying, I'm going to go ahead and implement it in my client side. So here in my client side, this is the method that get called handle pay clicked. When I click on this pay button, and then what's going to happen inside this method is that I'm going to call my microform JavaScript library. Again, to understand how this is implemented and what is a microform, check my video linked in the description box below on how to implement the microform integration. Anyways, when I click the pay button, this method is going to get called, and this is going to spit out the token that you guys saw earlier. And I need to pass this token to another method that's going to send this token to my server to check the card type and then apply the promotion. So let's go ahead and implement a method for that here. Okay, so here I'm going to be sending the request using the token. It's going to look up the bin, and then it's going to return a response that looks like this, right? Now I need to get this value over here, the issuer name, since I'm applying the promotion based on the issuer name. So here, when I get the response, I'll get the issuer name like this. Issuer name, types response, data, issuer information, and then name, because we want to get this value over here, right? Now, the next step, we're going to check which promotion in my system this applies to. So I'm going to use this value issuer name, and then I'm going to look across my promotions here and then apply the promotion. Here I have a promotions list. This is what I use to display this over here. I'm going to use the issuer name that I got from CyberSource to look across this and see which promotion applies. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to say applicable promotion, and then I'll look across my promotions, and then I'll look for a promotion where the condition will be where if this code exists within this issuer name, and I'm going to code that like this. That's going to give me the applicable promotion, and then I'm going to display to you guys in the console the promotion that gets retrieved. So let's go ahead and try that with the JP Morgan card. See if we get the JP Morgan promotion logged in the console. My endpoint got deployed, so let's just put it over here and try. Hit pay. Oh, I sent the request in the wrong format. Here, I just put my token here. It should have been a JSON payload, so it should be token. Let's try again. I got another error. I shouldn't have put code here. My bad. Let's try again. Sorry, guys. There you go. We're getting the applicable promotion right here. Okay, now I need to create a state variable that will store that applicable promotion. Then over here, I need to ask the user that there's a promotion that is applicable for their card and ask them if they want to apply it, like this. So this code over here will prompt the user and tell them your card is eligible for the promotion. Would you like to apply the discount? And if they say yes, the state variable promo gonna get assigned the value of the applicable promotion over here. And then when this happens, I'm gonna use the state variable to strike through the total over here and then put the new total. And I'm gonna do it like this. So the total will have a line through it if the state variable promo is not null after we assign the promo. And here, the new text is going to appear under the total. It's going to say new total, and it's going to be in red, and it's going to be the total multiplied by the discount rate for that promo, which we have in our promo array here. So I'll multiply the amount in this case for American Express by 88%. That's 12% discount. So let's go ahead and try this real quick. Ask you if you want to apply the discount. Hit OK. The promo gets applied. Cool. Now, you might be asking, why would anybody would not want to apply the promotion? Some people are in it to collect as many points in their cards if they have like a reward card or something, so they avoid all discounts possible. And maybe some employers, if you're on a business trip and use the corporate card, will require clean invoices in their expense report. So these are two possible reasons why would someone not want to apply a discount if their card is eligible for it. But these are edge cases and they're super rare though. That is all good. Now the last step is to do the payment. For the payment over here, after I have checked and applied the promotion, I'm gonna create another request called send payment. I'm not gonna go into details on how to use the payment API for cybersource because I already covered that in my microform video. Again, linked in the description box below and other videos too. So I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna handle the promotion amount in the API request for the payment, like this. Okay, now this is how we're gonna handle the amount. So here I have the token, the currency, and this is the endpoint for my payment API request. And here if I check if the response from the payment is authorized, I redirect to the result page like this. If not, I throw in an error and I show an error to my user. Now here, I need to handle the discounted amount. So the way I'm gonna do this is like this. I'm gonna say amount is gonna be, if promo is applied, then it's gonna be total multiplied by the promo discount. Put this together and then make it 2 decimals. Cool. If not, then it's just gonna be the total, 2 decimals. Okay, that should do it. Now let's go ahead and check if this is working. I'm gonna log the response in the console for you guys. And before I do the redirection, I'm gonna add a timeout here so that we get a chance to see the API response in the logs before it redirects to the result page like this. Cool. So let's go ahead and try this now. We're gonna try it again with the JP Morgan card. You hit pay. You have a discount, you hit OK. It says discount applied. Here's the API response for you guys. It says authorized, and we paid with a new amount and the payment is successful. Now let's try with the American Express card. You enter the American Express card, you hit pay. It says you're eligible for American Express offer. You hit OK. And then the payment is sent, authorized, and that's it. Back to the result page again. And this is how to use the bin lookup API to look up the issuer name and then use that issuer name to apply a promotion for your customers. This is a common use case for big merchants that do a lot of promotions with banks, usually like food delivery merchants or retail merchants. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is all for today. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll link everything in the description box below, including the official documentation for this. And subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.